Hello and welcome to another blog by me, Laurence Grant of Photos Forever. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Nikon Z6. This is the Mark II version, which I've recently acquired. Compact camera, very easy on the hands, lovely to hold, got a lovely grip there that you can get hold of that there, and it just really feels right in the hand. And it's mirrorless, it's full frame, so it's going to be basically a camera that I'm considering to replace one of my older Nikon full frame mirrored cameras, probably the D700, which is getting on a little bit, but still a super camera. I mean, that was if I remember 12 megapixels. This is 24 something, 25 something, so it's going to be double the megapixels. What I do like is that I can use the existing Nikon lenses, the f mount, with the adapter, so I can just turn that off there, and then I bought the adapter. So as many as you well know, there's the Z mount full frame sensor, and there's the FTZ adapter, which will convert the lenses over, so that just dot to dot goes onto there, and then you can bring back your older, I mean this is a 24 to 120, good lens, and ideal for this in the weight department. And then you can just put your f mount straight onto that, and you're there. And it doesn't extend it too much. It's quite good in as I say, in the hand. And then you've got your tripod mount built into the adapter, so you can use it there, or you could use it there. But that's the idea of that. And when I first got it, I thought to myself, am I going to be used to this sort of digital monitor? Because the monitor does, if I can just show you there, where the monitor is basically all touch control. So all the functions that we used to have on the top, things like bracketing and AF mode and manual focus and autofocus and things like that, they've all disappeared off this camera. They've all disappeared off the top of the camera, and they've been replaced by effectively a digital display. So I'll just show you that on the overhead camera there. You can see that we're now working on a touch screen, and it can be done by various different ways. You can touch it either there on the actual camera, or you can press, I believe you can press I, which is there, and that will take you into the menu. And you've got here a series of all the things that we were used to have, as I say, dotted around the camera. We've now got them digitized on here. So we've got the come back here, whoops, so we've got the why is it going off there? Doesn't like me. I think it might be too light. So here we've got the wide angle area. We can have a pinpoint area. We can then widen the focusing box through here. So for example there, if we go back there, we've now got a focusing box that is square. Okay, and then if we change that to single point, we've just got a little square box. And if we go back, say, to the apply settings, oops, hang on, gone to the wrong one. So go back here, and then we go to, say, that one, which will give a wider box. So the box will become, he says the box will become wider. Hang on, there we go, single points. Okay, and then there we have a wider focusing box. And one of the things I love about this is that when you're in focus, it goes green. So when you There you go. So when you get it in focus, you get the beep. I mean, I do like the beep as well, but there you go, in focus, and it turns green. So if we go back here, I mean, there's various different ones as well. You can go wide people, which would be useful. I haven't got to that. I haven't used the camera very much. I used it a little bit the other day, but for what I can gather, it is really good. So single point AF and wide area AF. So I'm going to leave it on single point AF, and then we've just got that single. But no, actually no. I'll have it slightly wider than that. I'll have it with a wide angle area AF. No, I'm not pressing the OK button, am I? So wide angle, and then OK, and then we're wide angle, and then we're in focus. So we've got there. So here we're running through these. We can then go through the various different menus on here. We can change all the settings, the raw settings. We can set the flash modes, all touch instead of it being on the camera. The bracketing. So we're going to do some HDR stuff. You can then, here again, you can leave it on AFE, and then you can switch your number of shots on to, I would say, 3, with an increment of 2 EF plus and minus. So that's one way you can set it there. And then you've got all the white balance settings again there, and you're running through here. You've got whether you want it in RAW. You've got the focusing mode, the metering, matrix metering, spot metering. So they're all on this screen, and whether you wanted to spot focus, the AF to work on spot, continuous or manual. So actually all of those functions have now been digitized on the back of that screen, which I think, you know, when I first got it, I thought, oh no, you know, I want buttons everywhere. No, it really is good. And another thing is we've got the auto ISO, and personally I like to use auto ISO. So my normal preference for shooting would be manual. So I switch the rotary control here to manual, and then I would probably go auto ISO. So it's to press the button at the top and then turn the front command dial. So you can go auto, you see it there, IS, auto, ISO. So that's manual and that's auto, so you can switch on there. And then I've set the front and back dials. So the front one is the speed, so 60th, 125, and then the front one is the aperture. So really dead easy, just you know, just go to what you want, right? And then auto ISO will take over, and the ISO is not an issue nowadays. Let's face it, they're so good at high ISO that really, you know, 3200, 6400, we're not too worried about that as long as you get that exposure correct. Another one of the features it's got obviously it's got the automatic and the shutter speed, the program mode. I've never used auto, never used program mode particularly, but it's got these 3 settings that you can program in the menu, and user 1, user 2, user 3. So on that basis, what I've done is I've set user 1, and it'll allow me just to go to that aperture and exposure that aperture and speed that I have set. So commonly user 1 I've set to a 60th at f8, which is a very favourite sort of exposure for mine. And then I set user 2 to 125 f4. That would be, say if it was at a wedding, it's a good starting point to be the 125 f4. So I could switch it to, you know, user 2 is my wedding function. And then user 3, 60th at 7.1. I do a lot of property photography, and I'm usually at 7.1. That's sort of the place where I've decided, well, I've been advised to, but I've decided that 7.1 is about the lowest, or certainly the best aperture to be, and nothing below that certainly. And it tells me, you know, it's just to say, well, the U3 is my property setting, so I know that I'm on that. And also, it's just a brain thing that's saying, well, when I'm doing properties, I'm shooting at 7.1, so I can use user 3 as that function. So user 3 is property, so to speak. User 2 would be a wedding setting, and user 1 would be sort of a standard setting. But you can just, you know, do what I do, which is leave it on manual and then just make the decisions myself. So that is some of the top buttons. There's a record button here for the video, and there's an exposure value again on the top here that you can change to plus and minus using the control wheel. So that's dead simple. So your ISO, your video controls, compensation, dead easy there. Your AF on, so if you want to lock on your AF and hold it, you can do it like that if you're doing things like back focusing and one thing and another. And you've got this one here is allowing you to move the focusing point around the screen, which you can also use on the rocker. And then you've got obviously the menu, and then you can play back through the menu. What have I done now? Okay. There's always something, isn't it? There's always something. So menu. Oh, menu doesn't like me. Okay. What have I done? I've done something, but it doesn't like me. Okay. I think I might have set it to no. Okay. Menu. Okay, so let's go back. Here's our menu. Okay, so the menu is traditionally exactly the same as all your Nikon users would use. It's got two different cards in there, and many of you will know this. It's got the SD card, which is there, I've got. It's a V90, so it's a very fast card here, and that is 280 megabytes. So that is a fast card at 128. So that's in slot 1 at the moment. But in slot 2, you have got a CF Express card, and that is a blistering 1700 megabytes per second. That's a 128 card as well. Probably use that for video more, but certainly the speed of that being 280 against 1700, so it's like 5-6 times faster. So if you're going to do burst shooting, sports photography, I would probably say go to that card. I mean, they do say keep that card on as your priority card, and use the SD as backup, and that can be set in the menu on the CF card and backing up on the SD card. And the only reason I'm not doing that at the moment is because the QXD card reader I have for my other Nikon, which is virtually the same as a CF Express card, does not read the CFX card, which is disappointing, because I thought I could just take the card out and just put it in my XQD card reader from the Nikon D4S and use that. No, that would be too easy. I've now got to go and get a separate card reader for that. So I've just left it on for the sake of easiness. I've just left it on using it on the SD card for the time being. So my primary shot at the moment is SD. And then there's all the basic things that all Nikon users will know how to do it. The My Menu, the storage, the formatting, everything is there. The video files. I've yet to use it for video, but it was a quick really overview to show you, sort of the handling and how small it is. I've also set, it's got a function button on the front, it's got two there. What I've done on that is I've set my function button there, which I like to use a lot with the Fuji cameras, is I set it to playback. So I just hit that button and I can then play back everything that I want to see. Okay, that's my easy to playback button. Saves me having to go, where's the the playback's over here, so I'd have to press that over there. So if I've got my hand on the grip, which it says very, very comfortable, all I need to do is use my finger and then just press that button to go back and play back, rather than take my hand off here and then I would have to press that, wouldn't I? over here, which is the wrong side. So all in all, I'm feeling that you know, I'm well pleased at the moment. I know there's been comments about it and saying, you know, it's a bit dated and it's not modern, whatever. But you know, it's a Nikon camera. I think they kept with tradition, and they've left it, you know, more or less as it should be as a camera. But they've added, you know, all these electronic features which I know other camera manufacturers have had in the past. But they've come, you know, they've started to come on and get, you know, and get more in tune with what's going on with this, you know, the articulated screen to a level. Okay, it doesn't split right back, but at least it does something, so that's very handy. And it's got the HDMI, and it's got nice easy things. It doesn't say you have to buy a battery grip if you want to be able to use a headphone socket or a microphone socket or something like that. You know, it doesn't get silly like that. It's just giving you all the features and all the functions there and then. So headphones and mics in there, no problem. No need for a battery grip particularly. The other one's got it's got the HDMI. It's a micro HDMI. No, it's a micro. It's got a HDMI. It's not full size. I think is it B? Is it B? It's not the micro. It's the one after that. Can't remember what it's called. And that's hidden in there. And then the cards are in there. So it's just a very, very compact, easy light camera. And because the battery has been enhanced enormously, I don't think there's any need to buy a battery grip at this stage. So the battery seems to be lasting very, very well. So there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed a small, fairly quick overview on it. And if you've got any questions or anything else, please let me know and I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.